Oh my God, what's this? I invented stage diving. Dee Snider regrets how he invented stage diving. Okay, yeah, right, let's see.
I don't know if you know, but I invented stage diving.
I don't know if you know, but I don't believe you even for a second, Dee Snider. Why does it look like a thumbnail the whole time? You don't need to do this for the whole video. It's just for the thumbnail that you do this.
We were this very popular club band.
We were this very popular club band. Tell me again how popular you guys were, Dee Snider.
For many years.
Many years.
And in the earliest days, we were dressing literally in women's clothing.
Literally in women's clothing. Okay, this isn't like the figurative women's clothing that you've heard so much about. This is literal women's clothing, like actual dresses. Oh my God, so fucking edgy.
I was getting into a fight every night. I was lead singer, front man, and band security.
Lead singer, frontman, band security. What kind of brass knuckles are these? I've never seen brass knuckles like that before in my life. Continue on, Dee Snider.
Now, there's one night I'm on stage and it's packed. There's about 1,000 people in a club that holds like 500.
There's 1,000 people in a club that holds 500. They were hanging off the rafters. They couldn't hold anybody else. Oh my God, this is like the most carny story I've ever heard. And everybody's like, professional wrestlers are the fucking worst carnies in the world. Have they met Dee Snider?
Jam-packed, sea of people, and some guy throws a bottle at me.
Okay, well, that's shit.
Now, let me just explain to you guys out.
Is it me or is Dee Snider giving some real strong Larry David vibes?
There, like throwing something at the band is the least cool thing in the world to do.
It is
because
not cool.
We can't see. Who threw that bottle? Who threw that bottle?
Who threw that bottle? Who threw that bottle?
See, audiences all.
I'm in literal women's clothing, and I can't see you. Why are you throwing literal bottles?
Who threw that bottle? I said, if you've got one ball, not one ball. If you've got half of one ball,
you will show yourself. If you got half of one ball,
you know what? You suck. Your father.
You know what? You suck. You tell him, Dee Snider.
Sucks. Your mother, and as soon as I got to your mother, like, that's the line.
Oh my God, you don't want to cross that line. As soon as you bring the mother into it, Dee Snider, how could you? You're so bad.
You don't want to cross it. I knew I was crossing it.
You knew you were going there and you still went there, Dee Snider. The disrespect.
Bam, middle fingers. Wait,
middle fingers just fly.
And this is where I invented stage.
Okay, this is where he invented stage diving. Let's pay attention. Let's listen really closely as Dee Snider tells us, regales us in the story and how which he invented stage diving.
I decided that I am going to swan dive off of a 6-foot-high stage into the crowd.
A 6-foot... Man, he exaggerates everything. Oh my God, dude. Continue.
And the audience will catch me. I mean, there's 1,000 people in a 500-person room.
What do you think is going to happen? He's really setting up this story
How
really
could they
well.
possibly not catch me? Now, just to cut to Eddie O'Jane, my guitar player. Eddie says he remembers turning sideways and seeing a pair of red platform boots sailing eye level past his head.
Oh my God,
as I dove in the
just
crowd.
get to the
What
dive.
I did not account for, being the first stage diver.
I did not account for that being an originator of a sport, inventing a craft.
That is human nature. When you see approximately 185 pounds of silver lame, which is what I was wearing.
And he's being really descriptive of what he was wearing. I think that's a little weird.
That night, flying your way, human instinct is get out of the way. There's a flying object, and I don't know how these people parted like the damn Red Seas.
Of course, nobody in their right mind is gonna stand as a flying Dee Snider hurls towards them.
It was, I don't know where they went, but somehow these 1,000 people managed to squeeze sideways, and I came plummeting down and smashed
Oh my God,
into
the fucking
ground.
editing on this thing, Loudwire.
Now,
Unbelievable.
I'm not that tough a guy. I like that, it's the shock of the movie character coming off the screen. That wins a lot of battles. Nobody expects the guy on stage to actually come out into the crowd.
Nobody would ever expect that, Dee Snider. He'll just come barreling out into the crowd. I'm pissed off for you throwing a bottle. Who did it? You throwing fingers at me?
So you got your advantage, surprise. Plus, I'm sober, which works great as well when you're fighting drunk people. But every now and then, I know that you're going to meet your match. So I'm smart enough to look around and see like who's got my back. And I noticed there was some pretty big biker SMFs.
I don't know if I want to continue on with this fucking video.
My leg just blew up like a balloon.
Oh my God, he's making like stage diving seem like the fucking most dangerous, fucking badass thing that anyone could ever do. Now it's like widely considered that Iggy Pop is the guy that actually invented the stage dive. And I don't even know if that's true. Okay, here it is. Now here's Iggy Pop talking about how he invented stage diving.
To make contact, I felt, at every show. And we were opening for the Mothers of Invention. That was the best group, in my estimation, that we'd ever opened for. So... Well,
already, I believe Iggy Pop more than I believe Dee Snider, okay? Because this guy's the godfather of punk rock, but I still don't believe a goddamn word he's saying.
Near the end of our set, I was not sure we'd really reached across.
Look at this. Invention of the stage dive.
There were a couple of girls.
Do they really want me to believe that this is the very first stage dive ever?
Couple of girls.
I don't know, man. Spoiler, I'm gonna show you an older stage dive than any of these fucking assholes.
Right in front of the stage, and they just were laying there on their backs, making themselves very...
In front of the stage, laying on their backs? You're not telling a believable story, Iggy Pop.
Comfortable, relaxing. And I got
relaxing at the fucking punk rock show, yeah, absolutely. Look at these people laying down in the front. Everyone's standing.
I'm just gonna fall forward.
Oh my, that is a beautiful shot, though.
They'll catch me, and they moved.
Same as Dee Snider, they moved, of course. Nobody's gonna want a flying, greasy rock star hurtling towards them.
My front teeth, which I've since had
that's a pretty beautiful shot, too. I'm not gonna lie.
Repaired, went straight through one of my lips. Sometimes it was eventful. Sometimes it was, listen, I was a guy very young in a rock band, and
you know, listen, I was just young in a rock band inventing inspirational and innovative maneuvers. You know, I was out there with no shirt on, cutting myself up with glass and jumping into people, giving them hepatitis C before anybody ever would imagine it. Staph infection? Nah, never heard of it.
Having beautiful summers in the Midwest, so sometimes I just go down there and...
I was just a rock star, you know, just fucking living it up in the Midwest, just having beautiful days, beautiful nights.
See some chick and go, hey, what's your number?
What a guy. What an absolute fucking beast this guy is. Now, here is what is the first recorded stage dive. And I think stage diving has been around ever since there have been stages to jump off of, because there have always been lunatics that have gone to shows that have made their way onto stages that have then had to jump off the stage. And I think that that's not a new thing. But the first recorded instance of that, at least that I could find, and I didn't have to dig that much to find this, to tell you the truth, it happened in 1964, before any of these fucking guys were out here making music. So it was before they could have possibly invented the goddamn maneuver. It was by the Rolling Stones. I don't know if you heard about this fucking legendary rock band called the Rolling Stones, 1964. Anyway, they're still alive. They could probably still attest to this. First Stage Diving is the name of this. Let's give this a watch. Boom! There it is. Did you see that? Let's go back. 1, 2, and big old dive. Diving into the crowd. Stage diving off the stage into a group of people in 1964. And then look at that, getting pushed back in. Oh, that's beautiful. That is slam dancing. That is proto-slam dancing. The Rolling Stones, 1964. Fuck yeah. Goddamn, look, crowd surfing. Headbanging. So Iggy Pop, get out of here with your nonsense. Dee Snider, fuck off with your nonsense. I don't want to hear anything that you old piece of shit rock stars have to say. Keith Richards, if you want to say something, bring it to my attention. Mick Jagger, I'm all ears. That's about it. See you later.